Hey guys, it's Alex here with Beard Adventures. I'm on my day Ubering, and I thought I'd tell you about my last ride. There's a train. Let's see if I can get it. Oh, there's a train up there. I'm on Lake Street. And there's the other one. Picked up these two young people, early 20s, really cool. I was talking to them. It was a Lyft line. Got to a stop sign, or stoplight, one of the two, and said, there's been someone added to your trip. And I was like, okay. Get to their location, pick up these two older, not real old, like mid-30s, almost 40. They were intoxicated. It's like at 7 o'clock in the evening at this point. Husband and wife. The wife was a lot more drunk than the husband was. And he apologized to me in advance. He's like, hey man, we're not used to this. We're not used to doing Lyft line. We've never even heard of that. We just figured we'd save a little bit of money. I was like, that's fine, you know? I'm here to take you guys to your destination. So at this point, I had two groups of people. And the lady up front, she turns around and asks the younger people, hey, where are you guys from? And they're like, we're from DC. I didn't know that. Like, I guess the guy lives here, the younger group, you know, guy and girl. And he's from Chicago area, so he lives here. Girl that was up front, the lady that was up front was like, oh, so you gotta be like stupid rich to live in DC. And she was like, no, not really, I just don't go to the rich areas. And then so like the lady up front was like kind of just turned around, and she's like, where are you from? I was like, well, I'm from Illinois. I live about an hour south. And she's like, oh, all right. I was like, where are you guys from? She's like, oh, we're from Nashville. I was like, oh, that's cool. She's like, yeah, we beat you guys out of the Stanley Cup. I was like, yeah, you did. Blackhawks win quite often, so you know, it's just messing around, being, you know, friendly. I was like, they gotta let some other teams win every now and then. She took it like way too serious. I was like, what? I was just joking. She's like, no, we stomped you. Okay, all right, yeah, I mean, Hawks did really bad. Yeah, you guys did. She's like, you know what's awesome about Nashville? I was like, what's that? She's like, we have to pay 0 income tax. I was like, yeah, it's pretty awesome. She's like, how much do you guys have to pay in Chicago? And I'm like, off the top of my head, I have no idea. She's like, well, this city sucks. And I'm like, sorry you think that. I was like, I've been to Nashville before. She's like, isn't it the greatest place? I'm like, I mean, I wouldn't really want to live there. She was like, what? Everybody that's ever been to Nashville wants to live there. And I'm like, that's not true. And she's like, why don't you want to live there? And I'm like, I love Eastern Tennessee. If I was going to move to Tennessee, I'd move to Eastern Tennessee. She's like, that's garbage. Nobody likes Eastern Tennessee. It's terrible there. I can't believe you said that. And I'm like, all right, that's just my opinion, you know? You like Nashville, and I like Eastern Tennessee. And she's like, no, nobody, people that's in Eastern Tennessee hates it there. You have Knoxville, city sucks, and you have Gatlinburg that burned to the ground. I was like, that didn't happen. And she was like, it did. And she like flipped out. And I was like, hold on, slow down. I'm not saying there wasn't a fire in Gatlinburg, Tennessee. There definitely was. Lots of homes were destroyed. There's 14 people that were killed in the fire. Not talking bad about that whatsoever. But what she said was that the city burned to the ground, and Gatlinburg, Tennessee is now a ghost town. I was like, that is incorrect. She's like, oh, you're calling me wrong? And I'm like, I'm saying what I'm saying is what you just said is incorrect. And she's like, oh yeah? And I was like, I've been to Tennessee twice since the fire. In February I went, and that's just like a month and a half, 2 months after the fire. And Downtown Gatlinburg is still there. Everything's still there. They're right out on the outskirts. There is fire damage. There was a lot of fire damage. I'm explaining this to her, and she's like, no, it's all gone. Everything's gone. She's like, I don't know where you were, but you weren't in Gatlinburg. I'm like, I was. I've been to Gatlinburg I go like twice a year to Gatlinburg. I've been there twice this year. And she was like, no, you were somewhere else. I was like, no, know where I was. And she flipped out on me. She's like, you're wrong. I donated money to the families of people that died. And I was like, that's really awesome. I'm glad people can do that. That's wonderful. I'm glad you did that. I'm glad people are able to do that. And she's like, yeah, so now you're calling me a liar and saying that was pointless. I'm like, that's not at all what I said. I said that downtown, you said Gatlinburg is a ghost town now because it's all burnt. That is what I'm saying is wrong. Gatlinburg is still there, and people go there. It's still a hot tourist spot, but some things are shut down. Like the orange ski lift when I went in February, that was shut down because it needed, up at the top where there was a little store, everything was burnt down up there. One of the top towers needed repair. He said that everything that I was saying was wrong, and she was right. And I was like, okay. And then she put her sunglasses on and looked out the window, the passenger window, and I was like, okay. And it was silent, and the younger group that was with me, that was in my car, was like kind of trying not to laugh. And the husband, was in the back, and he was like looking at me in the rearview mirror, and he's like, I'm sorry. 2 minutes go by of the silence, and since they were out of town, I was like, oh, how long are you guys in town for? And she just like grabbed her stuff and like just looked out the window like in angry. I'm like, I'm getting a silent treatment from a passenger. Okay. The guy was like, oh, we're here till Monday. I was like, oh, that's cool. I hope you guys enjoy the time here. And she was like, this city sucks. I can't wait to go home. And I'm like, all right, well, I hope you enjoy your time through Monday or through Sunday, and hopefully you enjoy yourself. She was like, yeah, me too. I was getting close to the destination to drop off the first group of people, the younger group, and they're like, I kind of just want to be around this area, so we just put the address in here. I was like, okay. So I got off Michigan Avenue, because you're not supposed to drop people off on Michigan Avenue. You can get a ticket. So I dropped them off, and the lady was like, we're going to get out here too. And I'm like, okay. And he was like, wait, I don't want to do that. And he's like, hey man, don't go anywhere yet. I'm like, yeah, not a problem, you know. So she jumps out, and she gets out, and she starts walking down the street. He was like, don't, I'm going to get out and go talk to her real quick. I'm like, that's fine, you know. And she was like, oh, I'm not getting back in the car with that guy, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, all right. I mean, you can do what you want. And he's like, hey man, I'm really sorry. Can you just check and see how far away we are? Oh, here comes the train. I was like, yeah man, no problem. I can do that for you. So I looked at it. It's like, you're about 15 blocks away. He's like, 15 blocks? I'm like, yeah, here. It's going to be like a 20-minute walk, 25-minute walk. He's like, I don't want to do that. I'm like, I understand. And I would definitely bring you there. And he's like, hold on. And so he was trying to get in. She was like, I know where we are. We're only 3 blocks away. And he's like, no, he just checked. We're 15. She was like, he's wrong again. And I was like, I'm looking at a map. Like, I'm looking at the app. I can see where I'm at. And he's like, dude, I'm so sorry. I hope you have a good night. And I was like, all right, well, you guys have a great night. That was it. Rolled up the window and I drove away. People do get rude sometimes. Do the best that you can to deal with them. And once I brought up like how long you guys are in Chicago, the younger group of people started like interacting with the older group of people. We're talking, and I basically, instead of it being a silent trip for another 10 minutes, I brought some life back into the car. It wasn't much, and I know she was up front. I know she didn't like me, like at all, and you just gotta try to make it comfortable for everybody, because I could definitely tell the younger group of people were uncomfortable at one point. So you gotta try to bring everybody together, get them to their destination, and be on your way. Choo-choo! That's my story. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this. Make sure to hit comment. Nope, that's wrong. Hit subscribe and the like button and comment below. And if you're an Uber driver or Lyft driver, comment your stories that you've had